Welcome to the Inventive Farmer YouTube channel. In this week's video, we're going to continue with the build on Kathy's Christmas present. I'm going to show you how I did the metal structure and how that all went. But first, I wanted to share just a little fun thing that happened this week. Brent was down here later one evening doing a little project, and he kind of had a little proud dad moment. He said, "My son's just going to be just like me." And he had gotten a couple little trucks for Christmas, and they had electronics and sounds and all this kind of stuff. And he had taken his tools that he has with his erector set, and he had taken his trucks apart. And anyway, Brent was happy to see that because kind of following in his footsteps. Anyway, the sound that the little trucks were making, one was a fire truck and the siren was loud, and it was too loud. He quieted down the sound in his little trucks, and he put them all back together. We're going to get right into the build on Kathy's table, so let's build something.
I want to explain what I'm doing here just a bit. So a few years ago, a friend gave Kathy a cross-section of a log. He has a sawmill, he's out in Colorado, and he uses the beetle kill trees to make tables primarily. And anyway, he cut this log, and it had a little branch coming out the side, and it looked like an apple. So he saved it for us, and he saved it for Kathy. And Kathy wanted an end table made out of this, and she wanted a metal sculpture base for it. And so that's what I'm working on. So this is a Christmas present for Kathy. And so I wanted it to look like a tree trunk. And so what I've done is I've taken rods and made kind of a frame, and this is actually a old disc opener blade from the planter that I cut the middle out of it. But I made the frame and made like a crown shape on it, and I'm just randomly cutting the pieces of steel to weld onto this frame. But I've kind of lapped them. It's a bit different, but I kind of want to put a light on the inside so that we can get a little light out between the pieces to shine down. And we'll see how that all works out when the time comes. But I'll be able to bend these out a little bit if needed to make the light shine out. And anyway, this is just kind of a figure it out and do as I go project. But it's coming along nicely, and I look forward to surprising Kathy with this for Christmas. So anyway, back to the construction. So I'm going to turn my welders on now.
time to do a little paint on this, and we're going to do some multicolors. So this is metal sculpture to look like the base of a tree, so we can see the crown and bark and things like that. Also, I think I'm going to put a light inside, so there's gaps between this so the light can shine out. And so I've got several colors of paint. I don't know how this is all going to turn out yet, but we're going to see. I'm going to put this on the base layer. It's called bronze. So let's see what it looks like. Okay, so next thing I have is a deep forest color, and it's a texture paint, so it's got multicolors. I shot a little spot there on the cardboard. It really blasts out, so we're gonna stay back here and see what happens. I don't want a real even coat of this. Most kind of splotchy on there is kind of good. Okay, I have one more color here. It is called Desert Bisque. The green's not really showing much, honestly. It did give it some texture. I see some green there, but let's see what happens with this. This is also a texture style paint, so it's going to blast out there. I think I'm going to give it just a bit more green. Kind of splotch it on there unevenly. There, that's better. Kind of get the color to variations. I don't know, not the artist, just the sculptor. Thanks for watching the video today. Please subscribe and like our video. It helps the channel out so we can move forward with these things. One of the things that was brought up at church today that I kind of want to share a little thought about, and it was be a blessing to the world. So do things that make people happy. It made me think of a neighbor that we had that you always felt good after talking to him. And he always had a smile. He had some nice comment about things he saw you doing or something of that nature. I remember one day he drove by and I saw him shortly after that, and he says, "That's sure a fine looking boar you have out there with your sow herd." And anyway, he just always had something great to say. It made you feel good, and it's something I've always strived to do. So thanks, Kenneth, for doing that and brightening the world. And anyway, I try to be more like that. So thank you guys. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.